Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SPX 2017. My name is Joe.
I'm Rusty.
And with us today
is Carrie.
Hi,
Welcome,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Hi.
Carrie, you walked up to our table. You admired the Mystery Machine and Mystery Questions.
It's beautiful.
And then we tricked you into talking with us in an interview proper. So now we do the interview.
Here we are.
So tell us about your time at SPX.
Oh, golly. Well, I've been here, for like an hour? And I am a teacher, and so I just came out to scope out what all this looks like for artists and what kind of educational materials I could use in my classroom for my kids.
Very good.
Have you been using comics as part of your educational materials for a while?
In fact, I have.
Well, I asked that because it seems to be an ever-growing portion or amount of comic materials targeted in that direction, either in learning about how comics work and how to use them as an art, or just communicating educational materials via comics.
Yes, and I've done both. Like I use graphic novels in my classroom to teach just kind of supplement whatever we're reading at the time. But I also have created comics to teach basic like grammar concepts or just like what a plot looks like, things like that for middle schoolers.
Yeah, so it's straight up middle school age?
Well, now I teach seniors, so
okay.
yeah. But with the middle schoolers, like they definitely respond well to like the mini comic lessons and everything.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What brought you to trying that? Like, what made you interested in using comics that way?
I actually saw the artist the graphic novelist who made American-Born Chinese. He spoke at the National Book Festival a few years ago, and he talked about how he used comics in his classroom to teach like algebra concepts. So, yep, he inspired me to do that.
Yeah, Jin Yang.
Yes.
Excellent guy.
What has been the reaction that you've seen from the students as you use these non-traditional methods?
They love it, especially like the middle schoolers. And I even did a couple lessons on like how to use a semicolon properly for my sophomores in Florida, and they also loved it.
I had a lot of trouble with that.
Well, I have a comic lesson for you.
She has materials.
Yep.
I mean, I think I've gotten a lot better with it, in that I've achieved anything. But
you can
you
could always do better.
When I see someone use it, I'm like, why did they choose it then? Like,
well,
why?
I can help you out with that. Yep.
I'm excited about that. And I'm glad that it's in comic form. Because if it's just too many words, I'm like, you're trying to trick me because the semicolon's going to be buried within this.
You lose your attention. Yeah, it's bad.
It's terrible. So you said you make comics in a way. You make these comics that you use. Was that a hard learning process for you? Because you're basically learning how to make comics in order to teach people how to use comics.
I mean, I've been like making dorky comics about like my friends and I since I was in 7th grade, but definitely like turning them into a tool to teach someone, that was new. So I did like look up a couple ideas online, but also like as a teacher, you learn how to disseminate information. So it was just kind of like a melding of the two things.
Now, the comics you had been doing, had you like published any of those, or is it just like personal stuff that you were doing?
Yeah, just like goofy stuff for myself mostly.
That's cool.
So when is the collection of those coming out?
Whenever I get an abundance of free time as a teacher.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Plenty of that, don't worry.
There's not much better than awful comics that you made a long time ago.
Oh, those have been burned.
Those have been burned?
Totally been burned.
There was a tragic fire.
There was a tragic fire.
Whoops.
Only the comments
And that was all that was lost.
Yes.
There was a tragic fire in
The
the trash
fireman
can
was
right here.
astounded.
Yep.
He just didn't know what happened. So now, is this your first year at SPX?
Yes, actually. I meant to come like a couple years ago, and it got buried in the sea of things to do, but this is my first time actually going.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you guys local, or did you come in from out of town?
I'm just from like Fairfax.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, it feels kind of weird because like you can't really say anything about SPX yet. Do you don't really know what it is for you
It's
yet?
exciting now, yeah.
Well, so my friends definitely, they come like every year, and so a bunch of them also like they would put together little chapbooks, because I have a bunch of friends who went to VCU, and they also like they studied the arts and everything, and so they were coming years ago and putting together like little chapbooks just to hand out for free to try and just kind of get a feel for breaking into like the indie comic book scene and everything like that. But I was never as ballsy as them, so I just kind of heard their tales of it.
Now, do you have a particular subject that's your specialty? Like this is my go-to. So even the comics that I use for this, these are the best ones.
As far as like finding,
I guess a subject matter, semicolon use, but maybe also you might be also particularly good at math. Is there an area of education? I don't know. Obviously, I am not the instructor.
Obviously, our vast teaching experience is coming through here.
So, like when you tell people good things to know, like is there a certain area of that you find particularly rewarding or fun?
I don't like making comics about grammar but I also don't like teaching grammar. That's like the only palatable way I've found to like muddle through it.
Right.
It's the worst. It always is. But I definitely had fun as far as like teaching kids, again, like middle schoolers, 7th graders, the basic concepts of like a plot, like what goes into a plot and how that works. Because I mean, any comic obviously contains those basic elements of like, this is what a turning point is and this is what happens there. So condensing it all into like one really corny comic is fun and hokey, and like the kids get a kick out of it.
Sure.
Cool.
Well, before we let you go,
Okay.
it's time for the important moment of the interview.
What I came here for.
Would
Yes.
you like to answer a mystery question?
Yes, please.
All right, let's bring the machine on in.
Oh, yay. All right. It's like, that's an old quarter. Wow. Okay. Oh, all right, the weird one. The vintage quarter.
All right.
And now I...
They
Boy,
can
this
be
is
well
hard to
tough.
do with one
Yeah.
hand.
You can put the microphone down.
Yeah.
Still difficult, actually.
Yeah.
Some people have actually had to smash them against the table. Teeth, it's
No,
dangerous.
That wouldn't work well.
Do not
Ah.
use teeth.
Recommendation from the crowd to use your teeth.
We've been warned by the hotel, no more teeth loss.
We're not going to fall.
You can smash it. You can ask us for help. Like you can phone a friend. Just, oh, there you go. That was
Boom.
I've never seen somebody do it that way. I don't think.
No, that was good.
What's your question?
Oh, no.
Yay.
It asks me who my favorite thief is.
Yeah.
Oh, so many to choose from.
I used to have this cat named Claire, and she would steal cookies off of, like if I made fresh made cookies, they'd be like on the counter and she'd steal them and run away.
So-
I don't know any thieves, really.
Well, it sounds like you do know.
I think so.
She's a beautiful thief. Beautiful, hairy thief. Yep.
Right.
She's an excellent choice.
Claire.
Now,
cat.
you would have these, I'm guessing, full-size regulation cookies.
Yeah.
And this is the little cat body.
Yes.
And she would just carry the whole cookie
She
away.
would, and she'd like make eye contact with you with the cookie in her
Like she
mouth,
knew.
and just like boom.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how you can tell she's a good thief. She's intimidating you. Like, what are you gonna do?
What?
I didn't mess with her. I just let her hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
worked?
Wow, so you really just gave her all that territory now.
She kind of demanded it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
kind of hers to begin with. It just
Well, is there any type of social media or websites, anything you'd like to put out there for people to visit, to learn more about anything that's important to you?
I have an Instagram account where I put my dorky cartoons.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Oh.
All right. It's Carrie Newcombs, CarrieNewcombz. Wow.
Wow.
My name is difficult.
That's a lot of letters
Carrie
going on
Newcombs.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
thank
it.
you so much, Carrie, for sitting with us.
yes.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great day at the show.
You too. Thank you. This was fun.
Thanks.